Start streaming.
Bam. Take my nose.
We are live now. Usually we'll go live. Whoever's following us will get a hint of. Oh wait, let me change it. We're not giving away Amazon gift card anymore. Oh no, I took that off last week. All right, cool. All right, cool.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
There we go.
How about I hear us?
Happy to. Can you hear me through it?
I can hear you through it.
Yeah.
Episode 2. This go-to meeting is going to be worth the money for sure. Update. I'm going to hide the video preview, fix my posture, and get into the scene properly.
I got the email.
Cool. Let's just type hello in chat so I remember to look. Make sure chat's working. There we go. All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. Which usually takes a few minutes for people to see us coming on and jump in. So we can just,
how do you know if anyone's even looking?
We have a list, so if you're on the channel, you can see who's logged into the channel. So I see you're watching the channel right now, and I see that I'm watching the channel as the casual.
But where do you see that?
And the chat options.
Viewer list?
Bar, yeah, you go to the thing that looks like a menu at the bottom. It's a viewer list, and you can see who's viewing.
No.
You don't get to see who's viewing?
I do.
You sure you clicking the right thing? At the bottom of the chat window.
So wait, all right. So chat window right here. I see on the right hand side.
Yeah, on the left hand side at the bottom.
I see recommended channels, but under that, there's nothing.
Left hand side at the bottom, you see recommended channels. That's not even a thing. Hold on.
I see followed games, browse.
No,
I see bottom right. Bottom right.
Bottom right?
Bottom right.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm looking through the dashboard. It looks different than the web page.
Yeah.
So I see chat settings, viewer list. Aha, viewer list.
There we go. And that's why you can keep an
man.
eye on who's coming in, who's not. Should probably tweet out that we've gone live. Anybody following us on Twitter. Twitter.com/casualty gaming. Oh. I need to log out.
One perm.
No, just tweet from it.
What's the topic that we're going to talk about anyway?
We have a bunch. Let's start off. Well, yeah, let's start off with something simple while we talk about the game length, while we wait for people to come in so we can explain what happened to Surge Ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with The Last of Us. Ruben, you spoke to you beat
Good
it
game.
and the DLC. You want to give us your thoughts on that, and then go to where we sort of broke off into the length conversation?
Let's see. Game was great. Storytelling was awesome. Graphics were great. Every moment led to the next moment perfectly. Like, it wasn't like glitchy in any way. At least the first playthrough was great. It was the storytelling wise. Every piece of story there's no why am I doing this? Like, you give a shit about the next thing you do. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, they took my girl. Okay, I gotta go beat some ass. Like, you know? Just great game. That's really Last of Us. All you should play it. Everyone should play it.
It's funny is my
Could've
wife
done higher
started
enough.
playing it, and I'm not even playing it.
Oh, does Norma like it?
Norma, yeah, she liked it a lot. She just lost her progress, so you know how that can burn somebody.
Error.
That'll be another thing. Oh, I can't
Oh,
jump into the
sad
team
face.
speak. Where's
I see a menu on top of us in the chat,
in the chat?
in the Twitch view. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Come on.
We okay? Everything's clean?
Yeah, now it's good.
All right. So continue.
It's just a great game, and the fact that you're not playing it right now is bad for you.
All right.
It-
No.
it-
Go ahead.
I'm looking at Destiny right now in the lens of The Last of Us. Like,
That's not fair. That's not fair. They're looking for two different things. That's not fair at all.
well, you understand my?
Yeah, I understand your but it's still not fair, right? That's like saying, Number Munchers doesn't hold up to Halo 1. It's Number Munchers. What are you trying to get from that? That's not a fair
Yeah.
comparison. Because Destiny's thing isn't to tell this epic, grand story, right? Actually, and it's widely believed that they hold a very bad job at telling that story. But the length of their game comes from, it's sort of that MMO mentality where it comes from the end game content. After you reach max level, after you finish the story content, then you get to the meat of the game, which is raids, which is nightfalls, which is the Crucible and Trials of Osiris. These are the aspects of the game that is what people stay for, what people stick around for, and the inevitable loot grind that follows. Right? When you come with The Last of Us, is good gameplay mechanics, especially when lack of resources. It tailors to that sort of the people who like the old school difficulty of games, but in a whole new modern sense. It's not using all those old mechanics of 2D side scrollers or trying to. It's more along the lines of Dark Souls, or it's trying to use the 3D space and still make things very difficult for you. But in that sort of setting where you're trying to create this post-apocalyptic world, and you're trying to make everybody feel the despair and the lack of hope that comes from being in that sort of situation, the storytelling, is important. It's important setting that vibe for the player and providing the player motivation to going through the game.
Yo, when playing Destiny, why do you give a shit about the raid though? What is it accomplishing? Like,
That's what
The
I
raid-
was confused about.
the raid-
I saw.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I saw my cousin playing Destiny, and I was just watching him play, and I was just confused as to what the purpose was.
why am I shooting these people?
Yeah.
You're shooting these people
What are
because
they?
they drop shiny objects for you to shoot other people with, right?
Not enough for me.
It's not enough, and some people handle the loot grind better. Like, let's say, I'll say Diablo and Borderlands, right? Two people whose game is all about that loot grind, but do a better job in telling a story about the world you're in and the things that you're doing. I would say both of those games do a better job of it. However, you have
Good.
the gunplay mechanics that Bungie is so well known for that makes that game worth playing. Like even you said, you don't know why you're shooting, but it feels good to shoot. It feels good to
It
fire it
does.
up. It feels good to pop a fist of havoc on a group of enemies. It just
It
feels
does.
right, natural.
But with Halo, I had a story. There was a reason. There's message.
Whoa.
Like,
Let's not get too far ahead with that Halo story, because I just played Halo 5, and I don't feel like I got much of a story out of that.
But you didn't play Halo 2, 3, or 4.
Or 4. That is true. But
You can't just pop into 5.
yeah.
what do you mean?
And by 5, most games by 5 is garbage. Honestly, most games after 4 is straight garbage.
Okay.
God of War, great series,
Mhm.
right? God of War, great series, but 4 and on, straight garbage. They should have left it at 3, right?
Right.
Then they wanted to go on these other side quests, blah, blah, straight garbage. But it was a great franchise at the time. Halo as well. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. 3 was top game. I mean, online gameplay was great. Right?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Although I was a little bit confused by the ending of 3. It sort of caught me off guard a little bit, but I understand why 4 came, and I actually didn't mind 5. I like 5, and I'm just sort of curious as to where it goes. Like this story of Cortana sort of being completely on her own.
Okay, but that's not enough, right? It's saying, okay, because all of that you just told me was handled within the first mission of the game, and the rest of Halo 5 told you absolutely nothing. You went nowhere. It was like we got to the end of the game, Cortana's still trying to do it on her own. We're not completely clear on her motivations with her banter with Master Chief. You have Spartan Squad trying to chase them down, and at the end you don't know if they're with them or against them, and now Master Chief's like, now we're all gonna go get her. I think it does a poor job, and that was just my point of accomplishing anything.
So, all right. So
Hey, Bronx Streak, what's up?
basically, what you lost from 2 and 3,
Was the story that's
what
supposed
you
to be in
didn't
5?
get, right? Was no. I mean, it's just there's a bond that Cortana shares with Master Chief. Like there's a strong bond between them.
No, I got
And
that
then
from one though.
in part four, you start seeing that sort of get all wonky because, I mean, like she just starts going all glitchy and stuff. It's like a big, huge glitch. And then in five, they explain why essentially she was glitching. And then now I'm assuming part six is all right. It's time to, get rid of all these AIs.
Okay. So explain to me why she was glitchy. How five explained that? Because I didn't get that. I didn't get. I got her logic, but I don't understand how her thing. I understand that they alluded that in four they tried to kill her, and she's pretty salty about that. But they don't allude to why that began. Like where that flipped. Is that something from 3 and 4 that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to
So in
get?
four, yeah, in four, that's when she started becoming glitchy. Think she, hacked into a system,
Mm-hmm.
and she found some info in there that essentially made her change her mind about the whole thing and how she felt that AI was or is the superior, uh,
Got it.
all being.
Apologies. I'm just sending out the link to my clan. All right. Okay, so all right, fine then. I have homework to do then. I have to play Halo 2 through 4 somehow. But I still feel like 5 there was really no payoff in that. Like I feel like if I play 2 through 4 and then let's say Halo 6 comes out, 5 wasn't necessary. It felt like filler.
I mean, in a way, it was a little bit of like filling.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly because they needed to sort of go from Cortana being a glitch to Cortana, being, I guess, an enemy,
Got
and then
it.
in part six, we sort of, end it. But if you just threw all of that into one game, one would be unconventional because the game would be too long. And we all know we can start talking about this. Games nowadays last like 10 hours, right? And then, yeah. So I mean that's just my thing. But yeah, I think they needed to do a 5. Get some money, and then go to 6.
All right. I
Good
respect it.
enough for you.
I
I
respect
don't give a
it.
shit why, but make a good story. And if Alex played it and was like, "This is garbage," it's not excusable.
It's not. It's
Like,
not. No, like I said, like
I don't give a
Bungie
shit
knows how to make a
why.
shooter, but and they at least they establish like why you're going to go and do what you do, but it felt like that was it. It's like they gave you a task, but you never complete it. Which I guess is a storytelling, like a cliffhanger. Am I like, will you complete that? Find out next game. Will you reach this higher goal? Because it was sort of like a Halo Galaxy traveling simulator, and you would jump from place to place chasing Cortana. Like where in the world was Carmen San Diego, right? The whole point was to catch her, but if you caught her, the game would be over. You know?
Yeah. You ever finished the Resistance series?
No, I only played one, and it was really good.
Yeah. Yo, it's a great game, great series.
All right, cool.
See, Destiny so far does not have me on that grip of like, all right, it's a good shooter, but the end.
So let's talk about the stories in gaming then, the importance and sort of in terms of one player motivation. Um, like you said, you need a reason to be playing the game, right? You can't just have mechanics. You have to go somewhere, and I would argue that depends on the point of the game, right? So you have a game that says, "Oh, we're gonna go do this," and because honestly, if you think about it at this basic level, the point of The Last of Us is at a reductive state. It's paperboy. It's your delivery. It's an escort mission. It's a giant escort mission. It's we got to take this girl and bring her somewhere. You don't know
Okay.
why. You're assuming you have this hypothesis that they give you that you don't know will pan out or not. But the whole point of that game is the journey, right? Now I'm
Mhm.
speaking not having beat it. I've only seen the first to 3 hours of gameplay. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, is the point is to get this girl from point A to point B. You know, trying to avoid spoilers for anybody who may not have played it. That includes myself, Mech Tech, Bronx Chica in chat. She hasn't completed it.
There's a person here.
Yeah, Bronx Chica.
Hello, person.
That's Norma, by the way.
Hello, Norma.
All right. And I reached out to some of the clan members so they could come check it out. I wonder if Animal's available. Or Colin said he'd be back, so we'll see if he's going to come back next week or this week. But, we'll see, It's just, is that enough to push you? Like we said, Destiny. Let's talk about Destiny then. The games do story poorly. And the effects of that, right? So what happens when the story...
It's kind of like an afterthought. I mean, at least... Okay. Make me give a slither of a shit. Just like make me invested in the character. Who am I? Why am I that person? What am I trying to accomplish? Give me something. All I know so far is I'm a level 33 guy. I have an assault rifle. I got some cool power-ups. So, like...
and no, and that's a fair assessment, right? That's pretty much they don't do a good job. You may hear something about the light, you may hear something about the darkness, but in the world of gaming, that's way too vague, right? You hear something about the Traveler, but what do you know of the Traveler? Like,
yeah,
the amount of attention that must be paid to that and the Grimoire cards in Destiny to make any kind of sense is where there's people who have YouTube channels whose sole purpose is to make sense of the lore of Destiny. That's a problem when that's a niche thing for you to do. Now, don't get me wrong. If people understand the general gist, and you make a YouTube channel or a community to delve deeper into that, to see what secrets that the devs are trying to hide, that's one thing. But if you need someone to make a guide to explain it to you, that's a problem, because you should be able to get that through playing the game. And these guides and shows like Bibe's channel or Dado's channel, or I'm blanking on some of the other names, where they have to explain the lore, which is and it's surprisingly vast and deep for something that's not really explained so much in the game, which is a shame because from the cutscenes you can see they have the production quality to do great cutscenes, but the cutscenes are, some people say they're too long, but I would say that not that they're too long, they just don't explain enough in the time that they are established.
In Destiny, right?
Yeah, in Destiny.
Yeah. They're pretty. Dude, the whole game is pretty, but so what? Like,
yeah, it needs to have a good story. Absolutely.
It does. Now, go ahead.
I think why so many people don't play Assassin's Creed is because of Part 1. Part 1 was terrible.
Part 1. What? Part 1 wasn't that bad.
No, it was terrible. It was repetitive beyond belief. Super repetitive. And I know that's not so much the story mode, but more of the gameplay. But if you're not someone like me who actually gave Part 2 a chance, you're never going to play Assassin's Creed ever again.
That's fair enough.
Right? So, but, it's similar to the whole storytelling thing.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because I think that they did learn from the stories I heard about when I haven't played any except for Unity. But I can talk to Ubisoft as a developer and a publisher. Really a publisher, and they have several developing studios within Ubisoft, where the Assassin's Creed team, and the team that does The Division, their storytelling, even with Assassin's Creed 2 and on, isn't about the procedural storytelling that you get from stories like The Last of Us, like Uncharted, like the Lara Croft series, right? Those are procedural stories. This happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and this happened. When you get Assassin's Creed, you don't get all of that in the storyline, right? Because the whole point is Ubisoft's really talented at environmental storytelling, which The Last of Us did very well as well. So they did procedural and environmental really well, and that's why The Last of Us shined so much.
BioShock series,
yeah,
also great.
Environmental. When you're and I can speak to Assassin's Creed Unity because that's the one I played. And a lot of people shit on that game just for the technical issues they had on launch, which were atrocious from what I hear. But if you play that game now, it's still really good. And the reproduction of France is near immaculate. Like, you can jump on top of it, whatever church, they have there. And you see it like a full map, and you're walking through, and that sort of pick something up and learn about the area you're in while you're on a mission. That fills in the blanks of, oh man, what happened here. Let's speak to the Division, where they do the same thing. You can go and shoot the mans if you like, but you can also, I'm gonna pick up this echo, I'm gonna pick up this cell phone recording, and you find out what happened during the pandemic through the eyes of different people. Because let's be honest, if you're really trying to be immersed into the situation, you don't get that Last of Us, Uncharted bird's eye view of what everybody's doing. You're an individual in that situation, and you only get what pieces you run upon. Right? Like, let's say you get into an argument at work, you only know your side, you don't know the other person's side, you don't see how they're seeing it. But that's what that's the flaw of procedural telling. You know what the bad guy's planning before he hatches it, or they may allude to it, or they give you a chance to see what's on the other end, or several different angles. You have that sort of God's eye view. With environmental storytelling, you have your view, which I think makes it a lot more immersive, because I don't know what the other person was thinking. All I have is a cell phone recording or this pamphlet that I saw.
Yeah. Games that just give you a little make night and day to me. In the sense, like, okay, say like Soldier game, Call of Duty kind of thing.
Right.
You don't need as much immersiveness because, all right, I'm a soldier. I get paid to probably shoot things. I'm a soldier. You have a backstory on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Destiny, for example. Okay, I'm a future soldier from this weird race of people. There's so much unknowns about who I am. It's just like, all right. And then they don't even care to answer. It's like, oh, look at all this new stuff. Look at who you are. Look how interesting you are. Ooh, that's cool. What is that?
Read the Grimoire cards to find out. That's like playing a video game and then telling you to read a book to find a story about it.
So,
and I put hours into Destiny, tons of hours, and my fun wasn't in chasing down the lore. I mean, I did all the storyline stuff because, it helps get as far as you can as a solo player, because I didn't have a crew to roll with, right? But I think that a little bit more storyline would help immerse me into the story or care about it, because now that I'm late in the game and I've seen sort of the cinematic and storytelling work they've done with the Taken King, which is better, significantly better, not exactly where they need to be. I think the Grimoire cards is something that they should have explained to the player, because it's not. Because if the player went in with that expectation, knowing, oh, this is where I'm going to get most of my lore for the game of, they would look at it more like an Assassin's Creed, like a Division. But they didn't. They expected, oh, we have pretty cutscenes, this is where they're going to explain the story to me, and that was never done.
It was kind of straight garbage.
Yeah. I have the game. I didn't buy it, but it's sitting in my list of games over there. But I don't think I'll ever play it. Destiny.
You should, because it's a good shooter, and I know you enjoy a good shooter. You should for that reason alone, and I know you like the loot grind.
Mechanical wise, it is good.
I don't really like the components of end game stuff. Well, you grind for the end game, right? You grind so that you're high enough level to do these highly cooperative missions at the end, which are the raids. If you know anything about MMO terminology, the raids are large, instanced, highly difficult sections of the game, which reward you with the best loot there is, and which help you in places where loot matters, like Iron Banner or Trials of Osiris, where you get to use the more powerful guns to then shoot the mans. Right?
Is it well balanced, though? Like, I'm not going to grind forever just to play this thing. So, can I play it by, just me? If I get to level 40, can I play it?
Hey,
I don't want to be like, oh, well, yeah, you made it to level 40. Guess what? Now you got to get to, level 40 plus. Got to do the prestige before you can do this successfully. And I'm just going to be like, all right, well, take this.
Well, you've got to be 40 plus to do the stuff where I guess armor matters and weapon power matters, where they don't balance it based on level. Like the things we were playing the other day, you don't need to grind for that. You just find a weapon you like, you go into the crucible, you take your shot, right? But for the higher end content where the higher end groups is, you have to have your stuff together, and there's only one way to do that. Do the raids, do the higher end content, and you need a group, and you need a highly coordinated group. It's not like a ragtag group of people, and that's one of the bigger concerns with Destiny about they have poor matchmaking thing. Most of the end game comment, there's no matchmaking for it. They expect you to have your own group, which is unfair to ask somebody with a PS4 to know 5 other people that have a PS4 just so they can play the best part of your game. Right?
Yeah, no, that's yes.
true.
At least make a matchmaking. All right, look, there's 5 of you other lonely fuckers. Go join that other lonely fucker.
You should, but the problem is the end game content like the raids requires so much coordination that unless everybody knew exactly what they were doing and could get on a channel and talk it out, random matchmaking is pointless. It really is. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're on, and so they're assuming that if you're going to be with people who know what they're doing on a channel, chances are you know each other. That's probably their logic. I can't speak for them. I think it was a poor chance anyways, because you never gave your user base a chance to learn, right? You just never gave them that chance to learn. Follow what?
Hunter Hound, how do you know he followed? Well,
I have an alert that popped up on the channel, so I'm watching the channel. I seen it popped up.
yeah.
So you should have heard I say, "Oh yeah." If you didn't, then I guess you guys don't hear the sound. But the little Yoshi should have popped up in the corner over the chat.
Yeah.
Did not see.
And Ruben Honor Hound is Adam.
Hey, what's up, man? I guess I'll get a response in like 30 seconds. So,
Yeah. You got to get used to that
Hold on.
30-second Twitch chat lag.
wait.
But our numbers are growing. We got 5 people on the channel right now. It's looking pretty good. Some of the boys from Terminus Gaming should be coming through. So I'm
Nice.
looking forward to having them here. Shout outs to Terminus Gaming. Yeah. So
So yeah, game length, by the way. This is a perfect segue in the sense of
Yes.
grinding and game length are kind of like hand in hand, in my opinion. Because I'm not going to grind to get to the better parts of your game. I'm sorry, fuck you. Right? And a game should be long enough for me to care, though. Like, so it's like, eh.
No, that's true. But the problem is, grinding used to be solely an MMO problem, right? No, I lie. Not only an MMO problem. Originally, it was a JRPG problem. You had your Final Fantasies, you had your Secret of Manas, you had your Chrono Triggers, where if you happened to make it to the end boss and you didn't have enough levels, you'd have to walk in circles in the field, killing monsters until you leveled up strong enough to do that. And that's why those games were 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours. I mean, Final Fantasy VII was like a 60-hour game, at least for me, because I got lost in the desert at some point. We're not going to go there. But those things branch into MMOs where they realized that, and in the Asian markets they learned this first, you have to keep people playing, right? They were based on game time. So you had to give them a reason to keep playing. So you gave them the grind because, one, they were already comfortable with it from, they were willing to do it because back then the market wasn't as flooded, right? I mean, maybe in NES, the arcade market was flooded and it crashed and, the home console market started to flourish. But even then there was maybe like 400 games in all of existence for the current consoles at the time, and that was at the end of their life cycle. I mean, most people, when they had a game, that was it. That was your game. And most people even rented
Dokkan
them.
was mine.
Yeah, and that's what you had to play. So that's where that sort of mentality of game length equals game quality sort of came in. It's just like, oh man, this game is great. And, and it took all this time, so I didn't have to bother mom and dad. And mom and dad loved it because he shut up for 6 months because he had to play the game. It's great. We need more games like this, so everybody was happy. But in this game market where things are flooded, where literally the indie scene has blown up, the mobile markets have blown up. Anybody who can make a game, the tools are there now, and they're putting stuff out there, and the quality of that is up for debate. But the market's so flooded that, I mean, I think each and every person on this podcast in the chat has that problem where you now have too many games to play. You have to pick
Yeah.
and choose. I find myself between several online games, all which include grinding. I've got Destiny, which I've stopped playing until you started playing again. I've got BDO, which is the largest grind fest I've ever seen in my life. I haven't it's to the point where I haven't even gotten to the point where that game becomes fun, is what I've been told.
Then I won't.
Yeah, I've played the WoW Trial. There's Guild Wars, which I stopped playing because that one used to be the saving grace. It wasn't really grindy at all. But then in the latest expansion, it got really grindy, and I'm just like, I have friends that I want to play with, but there's only so much time because I haven't found that game to devote myself to. And once you do
Who the
that,
hell finds grind fun? How's that ever fun?
it's never
Let
fun.
me do the same thing
over
50,000 times. And then
Exactly.
eventually I get a sword where I can continue doing it just a little better.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? The whole point of the grind, now that people have picked up that mentality, the online revolution we talked about last week kicks in. You're not really, it's something to do that's mindless, but you're still hanging out with your friends and accomplishing a goal at the same time, right? We're all doing something, talking to each other, and we can be really focused on one task at first, but then we can go out, leveling up while we're talking about what happened during our day.
Yeah. That's not my appeal for video game, though, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not. And like we said, the landscape is so big, and there's no longer the imaginary line of gamer, non-gamer. Everyone's a gamer. If you have a phone, 99.9 repeating chance you're a gamer, whether you like it or not. Now, you can define gaming as hard as you want to, hardcore, softcore, casual, whatever. But if you play, because there's no one to say that you sit there, you play Bejeweled for 3 hours every day, and you're on like the top leaderboards for the state or country or whatever, and you're gonna like, oh no, I don't play games. That's stupid. I don't play games. You're a hypocrite. You're a
Yeah.
hypocrite. That's the definition of hypocrisy. You play games and then mock people for playing games, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
at that point I just look at you and laugh. I mean,
You don't know yourself.
that and the fact that the game that you're playing is straight garbage. But anyway, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
But there's always that
see,
thing. You can't say that, right? Because everybody's got their thing. Like, you just trashed Destiny for about half an hour. But people really love that game for very valid
It's
reasons.
not bad. Like, I bought it, right? So it's,
Yeah. Well, no, you didn't get a demo, so you can't say that, oh, it's not bad, I bought it, so that means it's not bad. Well, no, you took a chance. That's what happens nowadays. The demos, there's less and less demos, and a lot of people are asking full price for even before the game comes out to pre-order and stuff. So
Yeah, I hate
not only
pre-order.
is the market flooded, now we as consumers, they've been encouraged not to make demos, so you're really taking a shot on the game. Because usually most people are pre-ordering games now before they're even out. So you don't even get to play it. Some people pre-order just to get into the alpha so they can have a chance to, play the game. But you're already invested at that point.
Yeah, no, people are stupid. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of, is anyone who pre-orders a game is just, like, retarded. Why? Just don't do it. Don't pre-order games.
I pre-order sequels if I liked the original.
Like, if they're gonna not have them there, they'll be there.
I have to
You'll
admit
have
that
'em.
I'm one of the stupids because I've pre-ordered many games, most of which are
I've done it,
on a chance
but after
where...
seeing the stupid, you're
Like,
just
don't get me wrong.
oh,
It's not
I'm
like
go-
I'm going to pre-order Hello Kitty's, Island Adventure, right? Like, usually I have an idea of the game, thanks to Games Media, and there's leaks galore everywhere you look. You kind of have an idea of where this game is going. Now, the problem is, since it's pre-release, like, a lot of them come out even alpha or beta, you're not sure that's going to be the end game content. Like Paladins for High Res. I bought in to that. I bought the Founders Pack to get into the beta. To the alpha, actually. Was it the alpha? Yeah, to get into the alpha, ensure myself into the beta and the game upon release. And it's a free-to-play game. But I paid to be able to play because I trust Hi-Res as a developer to make a quality product. I played the crap out of Smite, and I encourage anybody who doesn't play Smite, go to smitegame.com right now and make a free account.
Why not though? Try to live by trust, but verify, right? Like, I trust that you're gonna do great, but I'm not gonna just give you free money. Like, I'll wait. Like, I trust you're gonna do great, and I'll wait for it. I'll buy it when it comes out. I'm not gonna give you free money. Like, why would I? Why?
That would be the smart
trust
thing
you.
to do. That would be something to do. Another way to do that is bring back the demos.
Yeah.
People don't like them because you're slices, but that used to be the way when online gaming first started, like PS3 came out. There was demos for just about everything. I mean, the Ouya was released on the sole principle that everything should be playable. That's why they said everything is free. Nothing on that place is free. Very few things on the Ouya store are free, but they're all are required to have a playable demo, which lets you try the game before you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think bring back the demos, man. Bring them back, especially with online games.
The demos.
Push them over the network and be like, hey, try this demo out. I think Nintendo just put out a demo, playable demo for Pokken Tournament. You know, which I think is a good idea because a cross between Tekken and Pokemon is a risky business move. Especially when you have people who are tied to Pokemon in a different way in the collector sense, and then you start a fighting game with like 12 people. There are 700 plus Pokemon. For that, you need a demo so people know that, oh, these are the guys I'm going to have to play with. This is how they're going to feel. Maybe I'll invest in this hoping they'll release my favorite Pokemon. Because I tell you, I didn't see Blastoise there, and I was pretty pissed. I just gave up on the game at that point. I was just like, no Blastoise?
Garbage.
Nope, I'm out. Get me out. I want nothing to do with this. And feel free to comment in chat, guys. If you're there, if you're watching. Thanks if you're just there and you're just lurking. We're happy to have you too. But I mean, we are keeping an eye on the chat. Please jump in at any time. This is really an open conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Just sort of going back to game length for a little bit. For me personally, I prefer games that are longer and challenging. So, and I know I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to go back to it because it's my favorite game of all time.
Go for it.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Ooh.
Like, it's just, it's a great game. It's challenging. It took me a while to beat it.
You did.
It kept me entertained for a very long time. Like that's what I want.
Shout out to the Water Temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Notoriously horrendous Water Temple.
Oh man.
Which is kind of unfair to inflict upon a small child. Now that you're an adult, you know, you have the patience and you have the mind to backtrack and know where you went. When you're like 14, 13 and you're doing that, it's just like, why? Why do you hate me so much?
You know, I never beat that game.
Really?
What?
You should, because it's not impossible, you know. It's not.
No, I
it's not
got
like,
robbed midway through.
What do you mean?
And so, like, this kid
Story
I was
time.
buddies with. Yeah. I was a buddy with this kid in school, and it was close to the end of the year. And he was like, hey, let me borrow Zelda for, like, this weekend or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we're cool. Why not, right? I'll let you borrow for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then Monday he's not there. And then next week he's not there. And then I just never seen that kid again. And then that was it.
Where'd he go? He left school. Never came back.
That was it. It was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah,
like, whatever I gotta do.
Got what he came for and then just left.
And you know what's fucked up? I have him on Facebook now, but what am I gonna do now? Like, hunt him down? Like, yo, give me my fucking Ocarina of
For
Time.
sure. That's a classic.
Hit him up.
Especially if it's still in any kind of condition. Get that back.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't even
It's
have a
just-
system to play it in.
That
what
can be
system
bought.
did you have it for?
Nintendo 64, right?
Yeah.
All
What were you
right.
saying?
Okay.
When I first played it,
It
was
still
on
works for my
GameCube.
64.
But I think the port, if you're going to play it again now, get the port for the 3DS. They did a really good job on the port for the 3DS. I guess they called it a remake? Did they call it an official remake?
Yeah, I think so. And shout out to Alex for letting me borrow that because I definitely played the Master Quest, which I didn't even know existed.
I didn't even bother. I beat the first game. I was happy with that. Some people might want that extra challenge, but I was happy with it.
Yeah.
Alright. I try one day. Un dia. Maybe after Destiny's grind.
Destiny's meant to
Sure,
be something you
this whole hour,
play
that's
for
what
an
it
hour or
is.
two, or maybe if you want to put heavy time, you do a raid. You know, then you're on there for 5-6 hours. But you don't. You play Destiny like
What?
every day. What?
A raid could be 5-6 hours. One
Depending
raid.
on how long
5,
it
6
takes
hours.
you to get through, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're with pro teams who knows every step and everybody's on point, you'll get out of there in like an hour. Not a problem.
So if
that
you're with me,
never
then we got
happens.
this in like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Good luck with
Yeah.
that.
Headshots all day, man.
Yeah, maybe if you're rolling with the world's first team, then yeah. And that's another thing. The raids, sort of that culture where they race to see who's the first one to beat it. Every time a new raid comes out for Destiny, there's teams that compete to see who's the first one to beat it. We call them the world's first teams.
Hmm. How many raids are there?
Crota, there's Vault of Glass. I think there's only 3 so far. Rumors of one coming up with the April update, but I don't remember all the details. I haven't been keeping up on my Destiny news, and I apologize for that. I haven't. I'm just getting back into the game again, so we have to look up all that stuff.
We're gonna play it again after this.
Okay, we could do that.
Nice.
I don't have my capture card up, so we can't stream it. But yeah, I have it here. It's here. It's just I have to wire it throughout the apartment again,
Gotcha.
so it won't be streamed.
Sorry, people online. Only for us.
It's quite alright, but we will be in chat afterwards, just for a little bit to chat with people who show up. Okay, that covers everything. Should we finally talk about the big missing elephant in the room?
Yeah, that's fucked up to call him elephant. He keeps in shape.
He
Like
does,
that's a dick move, Alex.
He does. But
Wow.
you guys, speaking metaphorically. So, if you guys were there for episode 1, for those who were there for episode 1, we had another member here, Search Ahead, who is currently not here with us. He, for the foreseeable future, had to drop out. For good reason, is to focus on med school. So he's looking to finish his priorities that had to be made, and he made a call, which we all believe here is the right call to make. You can still tweet at him at Surge Ahead. His Twitter, his Twitter account info will still remain on the page. Just look below, and you'll be able to ping him a tweet. Say we miss him or something like that. I'm sure he'll be glad to hear that stuff.
Yeah. Wish him good luck, and it'd be super helpful.
Yeah, he's gonna need it.
Yeah. What you guys said.
Okay. So
He's focusing on the wrong things, in my opinion, though. Okay, he's focusing on his future, his life. No, his KD ratio is gonna plummet if he doesn't keep on top of it. You know what I mean? Like, what about all the loot that he's not getting? What about all the loot that he's not getting? That's what it's. God.
You're a jerk. But it's okay.
I am.
We love you.
Just jokes.
But like we said, we're all adults. We all understand adulting is hard, and it's going to be a reoccurring topic on the podcast in terms of how do we deal with adulting and handling responsibilities, and then pursuing this passion of games, right? Like, we're not even talking about making games or anything like that's super difficult. Just enjoying games now because of the times that we live in, that things are busy. Things are really busy. Like, we all have work and other responsibilities to loved ones, and we have to find a way to find time for something that we're really passionate about. Like, right now we're taking that time. Right now you guys are taking this time by listening to us, and we appreciate anybody who stopped by, who lurked to follow. Much love out to you guys. But if you are lurking, you haven't done yet, please follow us. It helps us a lot. Let us know that people are giving us a good look, and let us when we're up live again. I think that's good. That being said, I think we should move on to our next topic. Do we have that on the list, guys? I know we didn't exhaust all of them that we discussed today.
Yeah.
We have an official list.
The next topic is sort of gaming as a form of therapy, and also knowing when gaming at some point has become addictive.
Good.
So in terms of it being therapeutic, it is a distraction, and but in my opinion, it's a good distraction because you essentially get to disconnect from everything that's happened, like either during your day or during the week, depending on when you play, and you get thrown into, depending on the game you play, into a different world. Especially now, like given that graphics are very well, and now that VR is going to become big at some point, like it's just a great way to disconnect from reality. And for some people, I think it's therapeutic. It relieves stress. Um, and so, but to Ruben's point, when we were creating this list, at some point it can become addictive, very addictive.
I've been on both sides. I've been the guy who comes home, just wants to shoot something in the face for 10 minutes.
Honor says,
You
at
know,
least
just-
when I talk about the Wii. Sorry about that.
What?
Honor says, as long as we're not talking about the Wii, I'm happy.
The Wii is the best console of all time. I mean, it was so ahead of its time, you don't even know.
Defend. I will challenge that statement.
Oh, dude, I'm just bullshitting. I'm just.
Of course you are. But
You know, I broke my Wii's sensor bar.
how
I was
did you break the
vacuuming.
sensor bar? Oh, okay.
So I was vacuuming.
Story
The
time
wire
again.
just gets all up in there. So I was like, all right, for me to get out, I have to clip the wire, and then pull it out piece by piece.
Pee Wee in the shot.
Hey,
Yeah.
dog, what up?
Yeah, she was just lurking around, so I figured I'd bring her up.
Make her look at the camera. Put a piece of bacon on top of the camera. Hey, what up, dogs? Hey, no,
She's
look this way.
Hey, Pee Wee.
scared.
At least
She's afraid of heights.
I mean, how high are you right now? Like, it's
Well,
serious.
that means
So
two.
she's actually a rescue from California, and some jerk threw her off of like a second floor
Damn.
He believed she was a cat.
outside.
No, I'm
Yeah.
making that up. I don't know if that's true.
She's
Good.
a trooper.
Survivor for sure. Shout outs
Yeah.
to Pee Wee.
But back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Gaming addiction. True or false?
I mean, most definitely true. Anything can be an addiction, right? Like,
Yeah.
Right,
if you have the propensity to lose track of normal priorities. Like that, I consider an addiction something that you're compelled to do, even at the sacrifice and loss of basic priorities like maintaining your well-being and health.
Go
That's
shower.
That's what I call
Go
it.
eat.
Yeah, you don't shower, you don't eat, or you don't go to work because that's required to maintain your living style, right? Anything that you abandon, anytime you abandon any of those necessities for an object that's not required for you to live, like I can understand abandoning, a shower because you have to work extra hours to eat and you just pass out by the time you get home. That's not an addiction. You're not addicted to work. You
Yeah,
need
yeah.
that money to survive, and a lot of people have to work several more than a 9 to 5, to get by. It's come to the point where right now the 9 to 5 is not the norm. So I get it. But when you're playing, EverQuest for 24 hours straight and you don't eat and you don't sleep and that I'm sorry, you're addicted at that point. You can't. And if that's a regular thing for you, then yeah, that's a problem. Seek help.
Yeah. Agreed. Like, yo.
Yeah. There was an
Just
episode
get
of
up
South
to-
Park on that, or World of Warcraft.
Oh, dude, I love that episode.
How
Man!
do you kill
Get
that
the
which
bucket,
has
man!
no life?
You're a big boy. It's like, oh, God. Did you just shit in your mom's face?
That's nasty. That's nasty.
That was
Oh.
idle.
But Anna is right. For most of us, it's more of an escape than an addiction. I mean, we all work in IT here now, and I can tell you, I spend the entire day sitting in front of a computer solving my boss's or the company's problems, right? But the first thing I do when I come home is I turn on my desktop PC and I sit down and I just relax, and it's sort of like my haven inside of my home, which is very ironic to say because I live in a one-bedroom apartment, so there's not really much of an enclosed space, but it's still somewhere where I can put on the headset, take everything off, off my mind, and just get into what a guy's up to. I come hang out with you guys, right? I'll come hang out with the boys that are Terminus Gaming and see what they're up to, and I'll play something. And I'm never more relaxed than in a situation behind my keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of my best memories of gaming. Just
Remember?
of some dumb shit that happened. Of some, can't believe we were stupid and did that, or, Let's stay up till 2 in the morning. Fucking
Dungeon
casual.
Defenders?
Dungeon Defenders. Holy
I
fuck.
don't remember Dungeon Defenders.
Oh
I
my
did
god.
that with God of War. My friend had a PlayStation 2, and he had God of War, and he introduced me to it because I don't play PlayStation. But
Yet.
yeah, like, we started playing. I think it was like 6 p.m. And then I was like, "Oh, I gotta go home." He's like, "Oh, cool." It's like, "I'll go with you." So we went to my house, and we continued playing till maybe like 3 or 4 in the morning. Caught like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Woke up, beat it. Went to go buy part two. Moved him into his college dorm, and then continued playing.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
They're most definitely great games. I don't know how much I like Kratos as a character, but I do love the God of War games. They're really good. I still have to play 3. Like, I just deleted
Same.
off my PS4 to make room for things, but
Yeah. I still have to
it
play
was
three
like
as
my
well.
third time around, man. I can't keep stopping. For the first time, because I had bought the game used from GameStop. I think that was the last used game I ever bought from GameStop. Now I only buy new. But I bought used, and the disc stopped at the middle of the Poseidon fight, which, as you know, is right in the beginning of the game. And I was just like, well, you know what? All right, forget it. Lo and behold, a year ago, the remaster 3 comes out, and I get it. And then I just stop in, like, Hades or something, in some chamber. And I'm just like, you know what? I've played through 2 of them. They are really long. I have other games that I want to play now that I'm getting into. And we go into the problem, right? We have to pick and choose our battles. I'm heavily into PC gaming
So many
right now,
games.
and a lot of that is online multiplayer games, which involve a lot of time commitment. And even for the ones that don't, like Smite, I want to go in, I want to get 2 or 3 hours. I only have an hour to go, so I want to get 2, 3 rounds of Smite in real quick, of an arena real quick, before I have to do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave up on the idea of me playing all the games I've wanted to play. There's many games where I saw the ad, I was like, man, that looks really cool. So what? Next, and then I see
No time.
the thing that kills me is I saw that game, and I see the sequel to that game, and I'm like, wow, it must really be popular because that's the sequel. It must be really doing good. Guess I'm not gonna know.
Yeah, too bad
And
I've
it
never
just,
seen it, right?
yo, sad face.
I wish I could afford to play every single game that I want
And
to
that's
play.
why I think the Wii is the best. You know.
We could have, and luckily we're at this situation, right? Like I was told it, and I think Ruben, you're the one who explained it to me. So like, when you're young, you have energy and time. You have no money. When you're like middle age, or where we're at now, I mean, you have money and energy. You just have no time. And then when you're old, you have time and money. You just have no energy. So we're at that point where buying the game is the problem. We don't have that one game a year issue. Waiting for Christmas
Yeah.
or our birthday. Now we have
Oh, man,
100
I
plus
remember
games
those
in our
times.
Steam library alone, not to mention what we have on our consoles, and we don't have the time in the day to even play them. I get so
Yeah.
intimidated that I look at my Steam playlist. Right now, I don't even look at it. It's automatically sorted to what I have installed. And it's all multiplayer games that I have ready to go if my friends want to go and play.
I gave up on it.
Otherwise, you can't. You can't keep up. It's impossible. You don't have that kind of time if you have a full-time job.
Impossible. Let's open that sucker up. Let's see what's going on. I have 125 games, probably 20 of them. So
I have far less completed. I'll dab in something for like Steam sales are the worst. Oh, here's about 50 games that you spend all of like $60 on, and it's just, oh, I tried it for 15 minutes. Well, let me go play some Smite now. I know that. It's weird.
and all those games I buy,
Yeah.
those like one-off games, it's too many games. Just you guys ever heard of this game? Where is it? Damn it! Oh no!
Damn it!
Where
I haven't
are
heard
you?
of that game. Haven't heard of Damn It. You heard of it, Damn It, Gio?
God damn it, motherfucker!
Yes.
Son of a.
It's a great game.
Expletive, the sequel. Got it.
Yeah. It was like these little sack people, and you would beat the shit out of each other.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I'm trying to find it.
I think I
I
remember
might have
what you're
to go through my
talking
trash.
about. I think I remember seeing like an image of it on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah. People.
God damn it.
It's like
Hold
a
on,
small
I'm gonna
indie
tell you
experience.
guys.
It's not going to be something that they had a lot of advertising for. So it's not something
No,
that
but
would
I love those one-off games.
Go ahead.
I'm saying I love those like weird little games that no one's heard of, and you're like, all right, fuck it, I'll try it, and then bam, it's gold.
Those
Straight
niche
gold.
experiences. No, for real. And that's an important part of gaming, That I mean, a lot of those niche experiences, sometimes make that jump to mainstream. Like you go to the Super Meat Boys and the Braids of the bunch. To then those developers have the time to do things like The Witness, which I still haven't played. I don't know if I'm going to go play it. I don't think I have the time capacity for a really in-depth puzzle game. Maybe it could be like I do a puzzle or two before I go to sleep, but it feels like that game really fosters your explorative side. So I don't know if I want to do that. I want to spend my time working towards a goal, like getting better, so I can win in arenas or matches or something like that. Oh, party over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Fortunately,
messing
it's
around.
not very private in my home.
Which is pretty good. And that brings us to let's talk about something else along the lines of parties and party games, right? So when I talk about gaming, it's never just about video games. I spend the majority of my time playing video games because of the convenience of electronics, right? But there's still and Tex can attest to this, that board games can be just as fun in terms of party settings, right? So we have games like Settlers of Catan or Legendary or Ticket to Ride that we have in the house, or Munchkin. A lot of people have played Munchkin and really love it. So
What about that black game, the black and white game?
It's like Grim or something, right? Something.
No, man, the one there you have a blank and you have to make it the most craziest shit
Oh,
possible.
Cards Against Humanity.
There you go. Yeah.
That's so
Also a
popular
great party
that.
game.
Yeah, that's really
Oh, yeah.
great party game, and we've played that to a ton. We have the bigger, blacker box. It's like yay big, and on all the cards. And then
Personally,
you have. Go ahead.
personally, I'm a big fan of Mario Party 9, which is played on the Wii.
Really good, really good. A great masturbation
Yes.
simulator.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, what is the best?
Tuber Tug. Yes. Tuber Tug.
Come on, I gotta get my
Shake.
rocket ship. Come on, rocket ship. I gotta blast off.
Wait, aim it! Aim it! Come on! Perfect.
Skeet,
Fucking
skeet,
Wii.
skeet, 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 skeet.
The goddamn Wii.
They don't know what that means yet. That's hilarious. But no, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Wii has excelled at that party because of their sort of catering to the family audience, and a lot of games work there for larger situations. Even their most prominent fighting game, Smash, which is super hyper competitive, also works for 4 people in a room, right? Like your friends back in N64, you had all your friends plugged in, and you'd go there with all of your sort of Nintendo favorites. There's Mario Kart, which is one of the few split-screen games you'll find left. Like, if there's any split-screen game out right now, it's on a Nintendo console, right? If you think about it, you got, or a shared screen experience, where Mario Kart is, 4 of you on a TV, going at it, dropping hater shells like bombs off Baghdad.
Fuck the hater show.
Well, they finally came out with a weapon to block the hater shell. It's a boom block.
What is it?
It's a boom block. It's like a block with a speaker coming out of it. So if the shell comes, you pop the block, and it just does a sound wave. So it knocks out the blue shell and everybody around you.
I like it. At least something can block it.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost
unblockable. Oh, and that wrecked the
lost
entire screen.
Well, did it? Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the overlay. Oh, he's back. From outer space. Welcome back, man.
Wait, I want to see the overlay. I want to see how
you
bad
hear
it
us?
went. Come on.
And now, oh, wait, it should still be 30 seconds ahead. You can go.
I'm looking at him. Oh, what the hell happened? Look at that. Wow.
Don't worry. If not, we'll have the video recorded, so we'll be good to go.
Wampity wamp wamp. Either way, I think this is a good cutting point. Let's go shoot stuff.
Literally cutting. Geo cut out. Mechtick, you there?
You did.
I don't think he hears us yet. I don't think he's live yet.
Let's see. Hello.
Is it me
Huh?
you're looking for? Can see it in your eyes. Can see it in your smile. Mexec,
I
you
wonder if
there?
you can hear us.
Hello, Mexec.
Hey!
Oh. I guess not. I think we can cut it close then. I mean, that's 2 people down at a 4-man party. You alright?
I'm just fucking with the camera at this point.
Because you're a grown adult, and that's what grown adults do. They fuck with the camera.
I'm a grown ass man. Okay.
Oh, he just let us know his audio got cut. Alright.
Oh.
So we're going to call it a close there. I would like to... My sincere thanks to On Around for the follow. Thanks for anybody who stopped by. Even if you're not here and you just poked your head in to see who's at the bottom of the Gamescast list, I appreciate you stopping by and giving us that temporary view. It means a lot to us. You know, we're just doing this for fun. You know, just hang out and create an open conversation. So we'll keep this going, and hopefully tell your friends. Tell your friends if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, let us know. We have the email up there. We have the Twitter up there. Hit us up. Preferably, if it's a complaint, do it on the email so nobody else has to see. But whatever, we're open to.
We don't like your
criticism.
face.
Yeah, if you don't like our face, you know, I mean, there's obviously a lot we have to do with, you know, video quality, audio quality. But if there's topics that you want to bring up, ping us on Twitter. Let us know. And tell your friends. Tell your friends. Like, I know a couple cool guys who just have fun talking stuff. No worries, MechTech. No worries. We're gonna close it out. So, any final words?
You let us
Tex?
down. No, not really. Just getting ready to shoot some stuff in the face with you in like
All right.
2 seconds.
Fair
And
enough,
one
fair
of the
enough.
buddies down here.
All right, everybody. In that case, we'll be closing off. I just, on behalf of everyone at the Casual Consortium Gamescast and on behalf of Surge Ahead, thanks. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Please keep up with us on social media, and we'll be back next week. Thanks a lot, everybody.